and drive smooth. Other than it had a horrible smell that I'm still working on getting out. But anyway, that's another story. Smell like smoke and maybe just really just kind of garbage, really. So anyway, I went ahead with the purchase. Just as I gave Chris the check, we sat down. I gave him the check. I let him know it wasn't, what I thought it was going to be. I was a little disappointed in it. He said, "Well, what do you expect? It's a used car," which he's right. It was a used car. I was just bothered because it wasn't as described. He made it sound like it was well maintained, well taken care of, and it looked like it only looked good because they covered it up. So anyway, he got a little upset with me and saying, "Well, what do you expect? It rides good, drives good." So I bought it. And he was quick to have me sign the as-is, no warranty form, which any used car salesman's going to do that. That's fine. But as soon as I give him the check, he says, "I don't have the title. The title will be sent to you within a week." And I didn't know if this was policy or not. I don't know. I've never bought a car off eBay. I've never bought one from a wholesaler. And I just gave him the money. What am I supposed to do? I didn't know. So anyway, I agreed with it. I agreed with him. I took the car and I took off from Ultra Motor Cars in Houston. I drove directly to a tire store where they informed me that 2 tires needed to be replaced, which right off the bat I'm having to spend money. But I told them just repair it so I can get home. And so that's what I did. I'm now tires are aired up. I'm heading home. I'm about 80 miles into the trip, and almost 100 miles, I guess. And I need fuel. I go to stop, get some fuel, and I can't put the vehicle in park. It's stuck in drive. And I'm like, I can't even stop it. So I'm having to use the emergency brake and a rock in order to wedge the tire so that I can at least get some fuel in there. And so I make a phone call to Chris, and I was expecting, of course, up until this point, he's calling me friend and being nice as can be, and right out the gate, he's a different person. He's like, "What do you want me to do about it? It's not my problem. It's your problem. You signed it as is, no warranty." And man, I wasn't even asking for my money back. I wasn't complaining. I was just needing help. I'm thinking, do you know of a mechanic I can take it to? This is where I'm at. I'm kind of stuck here. And he kind of got smart with me, and it's not what I was asking at all. And then I'm just like, Chris, to be honest with you, I'm kind of sick about the purchase. It's not what you described. It's not, it's not what it was advertised, and it didn't look like it was supposed to, and now it's not running like you said it was supposed to. I'm broke down here. And I asked if he would be willing to give me my money back. And he said, he said, no. He said, "How much am I willing to pay him in order to take the truck back?" And so I can see right away that it was going to cost me a substantial amount of money just to get some of my money back. And I'm like, oh man, here I am. I'm 100 miles away. I'm stuck. I'm nowhere. What do I do? And so anyway, I continued to drive home using a rock every time I get gas to wedge it, and can't shut it off, because once you shut it off, you can't start it back up, because vehicles only start when they're in park or in neutral, but it's stuck. I make it home the next day. It's about an 850-mile drive. Make it home, and I come to find out it's a shifter cable. It's a $400 fix. I call Chris. I let him know, hey, I got it fixed. One complaining. Chris says, hey, in fact, he's actually kind of nice about it. He said, I'll pay you $450 for your problems, but I want you to give me a positive feedback. And so he said he'll send me the $450 and the title in return for a positive feedback. I'm like, that's fair, Chris. Thanks, man. Thanks. Okay. I had every intention on doing so. So anyway, that was 3 weeks ago. Now, since that time, of course, I had the shifter cable. I had to put 2 tires on it, which was around $700 for those type of tires. Shifter cable, had to put the left rear bumper cover on it. Of course, the CD player don't work. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just going to let that ride for now. But the instrument cluster had no lights. Didn't realize that until I was on the road. So now I'm having to put an instrument cluster. You can't replace just a light bulb. So now I'm out of instrument cluster, which is neighborhood of $500 installed. No big deal. Okay, this is a used vehicle. Got it. Now things are starting to add up. Within 2 days of putting an instrument cluster on it, the transmission goes out on it. And now we're not talking small repairs on it. We're talking a large repair for a transmission, a couple $1,000s. Up until this point, I still haven't got my title. My bank is wondering, where's the title, because I borrowed the money for it, and I still haven't got a title. I'm calling Chris. I'm like, where's the title? He's not really responding. I emailed to him through the contact seller on eBay, and he responds back. He said, I will get you your check and your title hopefully within the week. So this was 3 weeks. Should have been already 2 weeks later after he originally promised. So anyway, I haven't even told him about all the other problems because I figured by now I know he don't give a crap. Chris has already shown me how he's going to respond. So anyway, I get a call today from him, and right now my vehicle is in the shop, in the transmission shop being repaired. I get a call from Chris saying, I got your title and your $450 check. But I noticed you haven't left me a positive feedback. And I said, well, I planned on doing that. I'm just waiting on the title. And he said, well, you leave a positive feedback, then I'll send you the title and the check. So, I was just really convicted, man, a little concerned about it. So I go and I write him through the contact seller. I let him know, listen, I will leave you a positive feedback. I'll be honest. I had a little bit of problems, but Chris made it right. I'll leave a positive feedback. But I really don't feel good about doing it until I get the title and the check. And he calls me back. He called me, said, he got it. He said, I'm not going to do that. And he said, why won't I leave him a positive feedback? I said, well, Chris, all I'm asking is that Chris trusts me the same way that he's expecting me to trust him. That sounds fair, right? I get the title and the check. If he delivers what problem. So far up to now, nothing's been as he's described. So why am I going to leave a positive feedback? I figured at least if he'd give me the title and the check as he described, then I'll leave a positive feedback, because at least I'll be $450 towards buying a transmission or an instrument cluster. At least it wouldn't be such a hole in my wallet. But so when he calls me, he tells me there's no. And then he starts using the F-bomb. There's no F-bomb way that I am getting this check and this title until I leave a positive feedback. And I said, well, Chris, I don't feel good about it. You just have to trust me and I'll leave one. And I would have. And he said, well, I'm not going to do it. And I said, well, fine, Chris, just send me the title. Don't send me the check, send me the title, and then I'll just leave an honest feedback. And he told me, he said, you're trying to F up his business. I'm trying to screw up his business. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I'm not, Chris. I'll be honest. I'm just being honest. And he said, I don't even care what kind of feedback you leave me. He said, because I can pay $100 to have negative feedback removed. Which I was blown away about, which eBay leader verified that that's a true statement. So anyway, so here I am now, and this is what has compelled me to write this video to you guys, so that you can know what could happen. Here I am, I bought this truck, it's not as described, I'm stuck, I'm on the way, I'm broke down, he's telling me no way he's going to help me. I'd have to pay him to even take the vehicle back. And then, when I do get home, I get it fixed. I'm having an instrument cluster, having a transmission put in it, having tires put on it. I've spent thousands of dollars just to be able to drive this thing. And I have no title. And he's unwilling to send me the title unless I give him a positive feedback. So this is what I think I learned that I think that you need to know. Even though it says 100% feedback, that means many of these people could have been extorted into giving them 100% feedback in order to get their title. Or bought. And that's what he told me. He said, I'm giving you $450 to give me a good feedback. He is purchasing his feedback to be positive. That means he could be literally ripping people off left and right, but yet they're forced or left in a situation to leave a positive feedback. And here's the problem. If you don't leave a positive feedback, he can turn around and pay eBay to remove your negative feedback. I'm blown away. In fact, by me putting this video on here and being honest so that you might even have an opportunity to know the truth, it's costing me at least $450 that I'll never see, and I'm now going to be in probably a lawsuit with Ultra Motor Cars in Houston just to get my title, just to get it. He's not going to send it. He's going to be as difficult as he possibly can be. So I'm putting this out here as a warning to you. Chris is going to tell you, friend. He's going to walk you through the whole process. But the second you sign the deal, you won't have your title. You're going to turn the key. It's yours, no matter what problem you have, and you are on your own. And good luck getting the title. So right now I'm in the process of going through the eBay fire protection. I may get some of my money back. I'll never get it all back. I'm going to have to deal a long, lengthy process because I've chose to buy from Ultra Motor Cars in Houston. I hope that this message gets out to one person so that they don't buy from him. And really not just from him. Just listen, I would be careful of buying from any wholesaler that you see on the internet. If they're a reputable car dealer, fine. Because most reputable car dealers will at least give you a 30-day money-back guarantee or even a 3-day money-back guarantee. But I mean, with Chris, it was soon as I signed the paper and shook his hand, it was all over with. And I've had nothing but problems. I'm now 3 weeks into this ordeal, no title, nothing but problems, a vehicle that doesn't even run, and I've got a monthly payment that's going to be coming in at $300 a month on a pile of junk. Okay, so anyway, I wish you the very best. If you have any questions, please call me. You can reach me at 270-799-3873. I will do whatever I can to help you. Or you can email me at Sean, which is spelled S-E-A-N, at ontovictory.org. Okay? I appreciate you. God bless you, and I wish you the very best while purchasing a vehicle. Hope you have a great day. Thank you. Goodbye.